How to draw an old-timey bicycle. Hello my friends, it's Rain here from Rain Francis Art. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick doodle of an old-timey bicycle. This is what I'll be using for today's drawing. I have a Strathmore Visual Journal drawing pad. It's a Bristol Smooth. This is my small journal, but I just wanted to show you what it looked like. The one I'm using today is 12 inches by 9 inches. I have just my 0.8 fine-tipped marker. I have a pencil and an eraser. I also have other fine-tipped markers, and there are various tips, and I will basically let you know in the description below which ones I end up using, because for now I'm not sure if I'm going to be using them. I may just use the 0.8 for the whole thing. Now, to help me draw a circle, I've got my masking tape here, and I have this neat little stencil thing here. It's got different sizes of circles, so I think this one might be big enough for the little wheel at the back of the bicycle. I'm going to see. So why don't I just start by dusting off my page. This is an old dollar store paintbrush. I almost said toothbrush. It's an old dollar store paintbrush that I use to wipe off my page. I love using it. It makes me feel like I'm so pro. So why don't I start with the big wheel. So I'm going to do the outer side of the masking tape, and I'm using my pencil just to do the outline. It might be a little fine for you to see, but I basically outlined it with my pencil. You might be hearing bangs and bumps and things. I've got 4 dogs and a cat in here with me today, so just letting you know. And then I'm going to use this one here, this circle here, and I'm going to put it about here. Now you'll be able to see these better when I color them with marker, when I outline them, but I'll try to make it a little darker for now, because I do have very bright lights here in my studio. I just want it to have some semblance of a round wheel. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. This one may be a little too far, but that's okay. We're just doodling today. So I'm going to draw in the middle of the bike another circle. And I'm just going to, I'm looking at a reference photo here. They look so cool, these bikes. I'm just drawing some petals, and I'm going to do all of this in ink after. I just wanted to get the basic outline. Just doing a little square for that petal, and then this one's going to come down here, and another petal, yeah, I guess about right here. Okay, so we've got, now I don't know what all of these bits and pieces are called, so I'm just going to be saying I'm going to do this here. I'm going to draw this here. I know these things in the middle are called spokes. I know that. That's a pedal. This is a wheel here. But the rest of the stuff, I'm not sure what they're called. So I'm just looking at the reference photo, and I'm kind of just drawing along with what I see. I usually take my time and draw a stencil. I don't have a stencil today, and I usually have that prepared for the video. But today I decided to challenge myself and just draw from what I see on the reference photo. You can find a reference photo online of old-time bikes or Victorian bikes or even little Victorian tricycles, really. This one has a horn. So I've got this horn here. I don't know how these people rode these. I don't know how they got up on them. So, let me see. From here we've got, oh yes, what are these called? Mud flaps, right? To keep you from getting mud all over you. I wonder, I'm going to look into my camera. Yeah, okay, you guys can see that. It's not too bright. And this is going to go all the way down, kind of past here. Like I said, this is just a doodle. I just want to have fun and do something fun today. So there is another little, not a little, but there's a metal piece that goes from the actual steering part of the bike. It goes down to that teeny tiny little back wheel. And I tried to look that up. Why is it so tiny? And maybe I didn't look hard enough, but some people had said because of speed. They wanted the wheel in the front to be bigger so that it would go faster. I don't know how true that is, but there's a little mud flap here too. And I'll draw all the spokes after. And we've got a seat coming up here. Reminds me of a unicycle, you know? It does have two wheels, but this one, I don't know. How did they balance on it? These awfully hard seats, too. So I guess that's the outline of my old-timey bicycle. I think I got all the moving parts there. So I'm just going to grab my marker, and I'm going to just really just kind of doodle around. I'm not doing anything, you know, fancy today. The theme for my Thursday art date with Rain is wheels. So I wanted to do something kind of fun. But something simple, you know, just like I said, a doodle of an old-time bicycle. I call them old-timey bicycles. I don't know if I call them that because Homer Simpson called them that, or if I actually believe that's what they're called. I think they're just called old-time bicycles. Or that's a name for them. I haven't ridden a bicycle in ages, you know. When I moved out to the mountains, I stopped biking because there was nowhere to bike, really. I don't have a mountain bike. I had a city bike. And the wheels on that bike are a little too narrow for the country roads around here. Okay, let me get those mud flaps in. Now, this side here. Hope you guys can see okay. This is a tough angle for me right here. I might come in after and erase all my pencil marks. I'm going to see how they look, you know. If they look bad or something, I might just erase them. But like I said, it's a doodle day. So my mud flaps might not be very round either. All right. Whatever this is called, let's outline that. In the middle part here, holding all the spokes together. Now the pedals. I want to make the pedals look more like pedals, not just rectangles, you know, because the pedals, they have like little holes in them, you know. They kind of look like that. So I want to make sure I have little holes in them so they look slightly realistic. I'm making it a little darker in between those little holes I made, just so that it stands out and it looks like there are holes in the pedal. And then I've got this little rod here that attaches, and I guess, okay, that's what it's for. It holds up the mud flap. That's what it's for. And then this little doohickey here. Would you ever ride one of these bikes? I don't think I would. I don't think I'd be able to get off it once I stopped. I think I'd probably crash and fall. I did watch a video. There was a guy who has one, in a modern video, you know. I think it was only a couple of years ago, and he has one of these bikes, and he showed how to get on and off it, and I was just like amazed. I don't know how he did it. And we got a little mud flap here. Okay. I'm going to work on the seat here. I'm just going around like this. I think the way I'm shading is just kind of what the shape looks like itself, you know, like that's what it kind of looks like to me. So I'm shading it in that shape, you know, doing kind of, I guess, contour shading. For example, this here it's a straight rod, so I would shade it up and down, you know. Same with this here. This little piece here is kind of a rectangle, so I wouldn't shade it in circles. I don't know if my pen's running out of ink. I'll have to check on that. Okay. So now all that's left to do are the wheels and the spokes. And I'm going to make the wheels probably that thick. Why don't I do the outline first? I am running out of ink here. Hold on, I have another one of these pens here. That's a 0.8. Let me switch them around and see if that's better. Oh yes, I have more ink in this one. I have to be careful. That's a little wet. I don't want to smudge. Oh, my wheel is a little lopsided. Maybe I'll make it a little thicker on the top to cover that. So now I'm just going to shade it in by doing contour shading here. Same direction as the wheel. See, I'm not brave enough to start this only with ink. I started it with pencil, just in case I had to erase something. One of these days I might be brave enough to do something with ink without doing a stencil or a sketch before, I don't know. Okay, now how about this little fella down here? I think, let me take a look at my photo reference here. Yeah, this wheel, it has a thicker wheel here. So I'll make this one thicker. If you look at the design of this bike, doesn't it look like this tiny little wheel is really holding you up? That's kind of concerning. But I guess they did it. They used it. There we go. Now I guess I have to try to do some spikes. Now what I'm going to do is, the spikes kind of, like for example, I'll show you. one spike I'm looking at, they kind of crisscross at some point when you get more closely to the middle. So if I draw a spike like this, you see it's going to kind of crisscross as I follow the shape of the wheel itself. I'm going to be doing a lot of these spokes. I want to make sure I don't go through the... Actually, I can go through the petals, because you'll be able to see through the petal there for the spokes. I'm just going to do some big ones here so that I have my shape. And then I'll fill in the detail of all the small little... Not the small, but the spokes that are a little closer together. And I'm sure I'm doing far too many. But that's okay. I'm having fun. I just don't want to get the spokes outside of the wheel line. I guess that looks okay. And there are spokes here too. This is easier, this one, because it's tiny. There we go. I think that's my old-timey bike doodle. I'm just going to erase a little bit. I got some black ink on me here. Some of it smudged, but I'm going to erase some of that pencil. Not that it really shows. That's all right. But I'm going to go in and put some color in some areas just a little darker. You know, this rod here kind of got lost in the spokes. That's keeping the steering mechanism up. And this rod too, holding up the mud flap. And the wheel itself, I think I want it to be just slightly darker. I remember when I was a kid riding my bike, and I had a flat, not a flat tire, but I didn't have enough air in my tire, so I stopped at a gas station, and I couldn't have been more than 8 or 9 years old, and I filled up what I thought I was filling up the wheel at the proper pressure, but it was way too much. It was set for a car, the pressure. I had no clue, and the whole thing just burst, and the sound that it made, oh my gosh, it sounded like a gunshot. It scared the heck out of me, and I'm sure many people around too. Whoever was working at the gas station at the time came out and was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think I filled it too high." He's like, "Yeah, you definitely did. You burst your tire." So I had to walk my bike home. I remember it took so long because I wasn't very close. I was, riding my bike, so what a silly experience. And I'm serious, even now, I'm very, very leery of filling up tires for fear that they will explode on me. There, I think I'm done. That's my old-timey bicycle. Well, that was a quick little doodle today. I hope you enjoyed the video, my friends. If you did, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave me a comment. I love your comments, and I do reply to all of them. And let me know if you tried drawing this old-timey bike and if you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time on Rain Francis Art. Thanks again, my friends. Take care. Bye.